All right, hello everyone and welcome to the channel Shelly's Millions. In tonight's California EDD Q&A live, we'll be talking about DNCP notices. We'll be talking about, do I think unemployment benefits will get extended, and all of that. Let's see here. Let me look at the chat. It's set up really weird. Okay, there we go. Oh, nope. No, something's weird with my chat right now. So if I skip you, I'm really sorry. Thank you so much to those of you who already took the time to like this video. I really appreciate that. Okay, so at 8:59, Just Me says, why would they do this when the cases are worse now? I don't understand. This is out of control. I could understand doing such a thing if it was getting better, less numbers. Unfortunately, this is how things were set up in the last stimulus package. So it's not really even just the EDD, it's how things were set up on the federal level. And because of that, they have to end it right now unless California happens to have extra money left over for the stimulus. But we haven't heard anything new about that. I'm looking at my microphone. I don't know if I properly selected it before I went live. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I know it's getting worse. Hi, Miss Pretty Lady. Hi, Nina. Oh, thank you, Miss Pretty Lady, for reminding everyone to like the video. A bunch of you liked the video before I even came on. Again, I'm not dating anyone. I bought myself some flowers on the way home from work tonight. Hi, Black Dragon Jazz. Hi, Debbie. Michael says, thank you. You're very welcome. You had $1,800 left as a claim balance on Tier 2 extension. When you went to certify Sunday, it said 0 balance, and the certify button was missing. Is Fed Ed next? Not necessarily, but if your certify button is missing, unfortunately, you will need to call the EDD to get paid again. I never love saying that. I just want you guys to know that whenever the advice is to call the EDD, I hate saying that as well. Savannah says, my weeks to certify is on September 5th, but it stops the day before. Will I still get those weeks? Yes, absolutely. Even if you certify on September 5th, you will still get paid for the 2 weeks prior, as long as you're otherwise eligible to receive those benefits. So yeah, just because you certify on the 5th, that's okay. Hi, Scotty. Got a notice that filed a new unemployment claim effective 8/15/2021 in the mail today, saying my last employer was Chuck E. Cheese. I never filed a claim with them. That is a little bit weird, but you're still certifying for benefits? Maybe that's why. Maybe your employer has already reported that you're going to work with them. But yeah, that seems a little bit strange. And you just report your earnings each week and say that I'm still working part-time or on call in the box. Make sure to check the one that says due to COVID. Mike D says, will California be part of the rescue plan for unemployment? We're going through the recall. I don't know. It depends on two things. The first thing that it's going to depend on is if California has leftover stimulus funds, and I don't think anybody knows if we do or not. I've tried to research it. I can tell you that our regular state unemployment benefits that we pay out, we're actually in the hole. We've had to take out federal loans just to cover regular state unemployment benefits. Ooh, guys, sorry, I got distracted because I had my nails done yesterday, and oh, look, they're so shiny. I haven't done that in a long time. First time since COVID. Anyway, and then the second thing is, if we have leftover stimulus funds, are they going to use those funds to extend unemployment benefits? And we just don't know. I will say that this news came out almost a week ago, and we haven't heard anything from the governor about it. And I don't think that's good news. That's my opinion. I don't know, but that is my opinion. XXXPX1 says, what's the deal with pending payments? And am I supposed to wait 2 weeks then call the EDD? No, unless you're a brand new claim, I would just go ahead and call them now. It is still really hard to get through. Of course, I've got my claimer link linked, and reaching out, emailing your assembly member is a good way to fix your pending payments. Let me think. What else do I want to say about that? I usually recommend calling Tuesday through Saturday, either 8 a.m. to like 8:15, 8:30 a.m., or 2:30 to 4 p.m. Just use the 833. I don't want to say it wrong. It's been a while since I've said it. 833-978-2511. I believe that's it. And then after the long intro message, try quickly hitting 134. Ashley says we won't know until September 14th. What came out about September 14th? Hi, Toya. Yep, Ashley's saying call him immediately if you're pending. And yeah, I kind of think that also. I lost my place. You guys know that means to like the video. Drew says hello. Rose says, thank you, Rose. Your question is, why would the lawmakers not extend the $300 boost when most of us have no other lifeline? I don't know. Politics are not my thing. I read another Democratic senator is really not on board. We already knew about two, Joe Manchin and somebody whose last name sounds like Sinema. And now there's a third one from Maine that they're saying is not on board with extending the benefits. Faradon says, how do they stop the unemployment do they stop the unemployment next month? Yes, for most people, the benefits are either ending on September 4th. There are a few people that will still qualify for one additional week of Fed Ed benefits. And there are some people whose claim type is UI. If your claim type says UI, when you look at your most recent payment, that will continue to be paid until your balance hits 0. Or if you received a delayed new claim payment message, then your claim would also be extended until the funds run out. Guys, I don't know if that's even working, so I think I'm going to take it out of the frame at least, right in front of my mouth. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Just Me says, thank you so much. You're very welcome. Yep, September 4th. Savannah, thank you guys. You guys are so nice. Patricia says, my husband has 15 weeks pending. He's been trying to call, but no luck. Okay, if he's been trying to call with no luck, let's stop that and email your assembly member. That, of course, is linked in the description down below. That is often a really good way to get your pending payments paid. SNF says, you're on extension tier 2. Your 1 year was up August 20th. You reapplied. How long will my UI claim take to be processed? It generally takes about 3 weeks to find out if you're approved for a new claim or not. So you probably won't know if you qualify for a new claim until after September 4th. I never know how to say your name. Fire OG. That's probably not it. Faroge? I don't know. Will cards be locked if they stop the unemployment benefits because I got $18,000 on it? First things first, please transfer that money off of your card and into a traditional bank account. Any bank account. I don't care. Open a bank account and transfer those funds. Even today, I was checking that unemployment Facebook message board group that I moderate on, and someone had funds taken off of their account. So it's just the safest to transfer that into a traditional bank account. That is what I would recommend. However, once the money is on your California EDD Bank of America debit card, that money is yours to keep. So no, they will not lock that. They will not stop access to that, but I personally don't feel like it's safe on that debit card. Thank you, Azaneth, for the donation. I really appreciate that. Let's see here. Oops. Okay. Natalie says, I lost my place again. What the heck is wrong with me? Okay. Natalie says, I have a $0 balance and you've had that since 12/13. What can I do? I've worked the past 6 weeks, but getting laid off on Tuesday. What should I do? If you've had a $0 12/13, so December 13th of 2020, it's been 8 months since you've last been paid. I recommend emailing your assembly member for that. Or If you haven't been paid since December 13th of 2020 because you started a new job, but you're about to be furloughed again, it might be time for you to file a new claim if your benefit year is over. And if you've been pending that long, definitely use the link in the description down below and email your assembly member. They are going to be your best bet for sorting out something that's like hasn't been paid in that long. Lynn says you can't log on to your UI online account. I give you error code AX0000. Anytime there's error codes, the advice is kind of the same. If you can't log on to your claim, it's going to be to clear your browser history. Try using UI Online Mobile instead of UI Online. Try finding an old email from the EDD and using that to log on to your account. Try using a different, either like if you normally log on from your laptop, try your cell phone. If you normally log on from your cell phone, if you have access to a laptop, try that method. Maybe try a friend's cell phone, like something where you have not previously logged on before. Those are the same kind of tips for that. I have seen a couple other people tell me that they got that error message, but my advice would be the same. Try UI Mobile, try an old email, and hopefully that will work for you. Brenda says, you're pending 9 weeks with 2 weeks disqualification. Your assembly member got a hold of me saying it got pushed to the right department, but I'm still on pending. That sucks, but at least now you know that it is at the right department. In that case, when your assembly member has emailed you back, basically I would wait like 2 weeks, and if the payments haven't come through by then, follow up with your assembly member and just say, hey, 2 weeks ago you told me that everything was at the right department, but I still haven't been paid and I'm experiencing financial hardship. Is there anything additional that you can do to help me get paid? I'm a mess today. Okay, let's see here. Mike says California, New York, and Nevada have the highest unemployment rate. Hopefully we'll get more UI till December. It's really going to depend on if we have more stimulus funds left, and they have not let us know that information yet. Thank you, just me. I love my nails. Thank you, thank you. Armando says, I've only been on PEUC extension after my UI hit 0. Will I get Fed Ed after? All right, I am going to make a dedicated video about this, but Fed Ed's only going to be extended 1 week after the regular benefits. And to get Fed Ed, you would need to have never received payments under the program Fed Ed before. So honestly, the best way that I know to check that is just like literally checking every one of your transactions under history and seeing if that program type was ever listed as Fed Ed before. If it was, you might not get that extra week of Fed Ed. The other thing is you have to meet the earnings requirements. So you need to find your original award letter from way back when, and you need to calculate, you need to have made in the whole time that they calculated either 40 times your weekly benefit amount or 1.5 times your highest earnings quarter in the whole period, and then you would qualify for that 1 extra week of Fed Ed. Let's see here. Sorry. Pamela says, new claim filed 5/21, received form DE 429Z, notice of award for lower balance, stayed on old claim, however, never received invalid 1277 claim, base quarter in 3/20. Will I switch to a lower claim? It sounds like it. I'm not as familiar with form DE 429Z. Usually people received a delayed new claim payment notice. I'm not sure if that notice is the same. But if you received a DNCP, delayed new claim payment notice, then you would be moved on to a claim with a lower weekly benefit amount. And I would think it's also a good sign. The 1277 letter is the notice of an invalid claim. And since you didn't get that, that might be a good sign. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Billie Jean. My grandma's name was Betty Jean, but it was 2 words, Betty Jean. Anyway, will I have to reapply or can I do it now? You can't file a new claim or reapply until your benefit year ends. So for a lot of us, our claims say on extension. And if our claims say on extension, that actually means it can just mean that you're on an extension. But for a lot of us, our benefit year has already ended and we already filed a new claim and they determined we weren't eligible. And that's why they kept us on the new claim. To qualify, PUA claims most likely will not qualify for a new claim because normally gig workers and self-employed people would not qualify for unemployment benefits. And you would need to have significant W-2 work and earnings in the past 18 months in order to qualify for a new claim. But if something has changed since you last filed a new claim, like if you've done some work, but they've now furloughed you, then you might qualify for a new claim. And as long as it says on extension instead of like a specific end date, like a lot of claims say that they end in January of 2022. If your claim says October, November, December of 2021, January of 2022 or beyond, you will not be able to file a new claim until after that 12-month benefit year end. People on PUA claims, your claim all say that they're going to end on 9/4. If you've done W-2 work since you first filed your PUA claim, you can try to apply and see if you qualify. Okay, Farosh, I'm skipping you because I answered your question. I hope you heard the answer. Manuel says, good evening. You just got home and tired. We were called back to work as a school bus drivers. Yay. Manuel, I feel that in my soul. Guys, it is rough going back to work after not being at work for over a year. Your feet hurt, your back hurt, everything hurts. But congratulations. I'm glad that you're back to work. And I'm glad that you got called back to work. And school bus driver sounds like a fun job. Is it? Or is it like hectic? Like, are the kids crazy? Have they been all cooped up and they want to like run wild? I used to love riding the bus as a kid, especially on field trips. Okay. PV says, what if my balance still has $3,000? Will it all stop on 9/4 if they pay the $340 per week until it goes to zero? You have to look at your claim type. If it says anything other than UI, it is most likely ending 9/4. Some people will qualify for one additional week under the program type Fed Ed, but that would only be your $340 a week. It would not include the $300 boost. And even if you've never received Fed Ed and you qualify for Fed Ed and you get that one extra week, that would be it. After that, you would not have access to that claim balance. PV, thank you for letting me know that my mic is working. Michelle says, I applied in 2020. I somehow lost my place. How is this even possible? I hate everything. No, not really. I did lose my place though. Okay, I'm gonna find it because I was halfway done. Okay, Michelle says hello. But then what else does Michelle say? I was halfway done reading her payment. Okay, I applied on 3/2020. Can I reapply now for UI again, or is this like run over? So it depends because you probably tried to file a new claim when your benefit year ended in March of 2021. And my guess is that if you're on an extension now, you didn't qualify for a new claim in March of 2021. So has anything changed since then? Have you had significant wages from a W-2 employer since March of 2021? If something has changed in your work history and your financial history that you've had earnings that would change your situation, then yes, you can try and file a new claim. But if you don't have earnings from a W-2 employer, it would be unlikely that you would qualify. Megan says, I was told my decision for my interview will take 3 to 5 business days. You've seen a lot of people saying that their pinning were paid right away. I'm worried the lady I spoke to was so rude. It seems pretty common that the EDD customer service reps are rude, unfortunately. Um, but if they told you that you would hear in 3 to 5 days, I would trust that. I would say that that's about accurate. I think they actually have 10 business days to send you a decision, and I hope that they decide in your favor. The Riz, oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Manuel, you certified yesterday and no payment received on pending. What should I do? I would give it till Wednesday morning, and if it hasn't switched to paid by Wednesday morning, then I would call the EDD about pending payment. Hi, Myra. You gave your 2 weeks notice today. With your will my employer contact ED? I quit my job after I certify September 12th. Will that include the extra boost, and will I be able to certify for 1 week on the 12th? Okay, so there's a lot going on there. If your regular date to certify for unemployment benefits is the week ending September 12th, you'll probably be able to certify for 2 weeks. But most of the programs end the week ending September 4th. Even if you qualify for Fed Ed, for the 1 week of Fed Ed, what I am anticipating will happen is I'm anticipating that you'll see 1 week paid and the second week say NA, and that even if you qualify for Fed Ed, that you may end up needing to call the EDD to get that payment pushed through and have you switch onto that payment type. So for sure, when you certify on the 12th, you should be paid for the week ending 9/4. That would include the $300 boost. And then, normally if you quit, a lot of times you don't qualify for EDD unemployment benefits. So in terms of that, we'll just have to kind of see. Uh, Michelle's telling the Reyes family happy birthday. Yes, that's awesome. Like, guys, leave like party hats or something in the chat. Rose says, you're a bit upset because we need this help. Congress is giving themselves 25K pay raises. It's not right and it's not fair. So we have to change that with our votes. If we have a lot of this is that conservative states aren't on board. Like, I feel like Californians, for the most part, are on board with extending unemployment benefits. We're a largely Democratic state, but in a lot of the conservative states, they're not on board with extending it, and we kind of need like more people on board. We definitely need the moderate Democrats on board. So if you have friends and family in other states, make sure to talk to them, let them know about your struggles. I think a lot of times other states view Californians as like, oh, we just give out handouts, and that's why we have such a high homeless rate here and all the things like that. Personally, in terms of homeless, I think we have higher numbers of homeless because we have good weather and people can go down to the beaches and shower. Like, people know that if they have to spend a night on the streets in California, it might be cold, but they're not going to like get frostbite and die. Like, that's why I think people from those conservative states travel to California when they're homeless, because this is where they can survive outside overnight. But so talk to your friends, talk to your family members, be open about what is happening with your situation. I have very conservative family members in the state of Georgia. And obviously, they know my thoughts on extending unemployment benefits because I'm live on YouTube sharing those thoughts. But it's important to have these conversations with people that maybe don't think the same way as we do, that need the benefits extended. So, really, because it's not just like one person, it's not just one state making these decisions. It's like a collective effort. I hope that made sense, and I hope that that came off the right way. I always worry about like offending people. Like, I really respect different viewpoints, and I know that there's a lot of different viewpoints. Um, I'm just so those are my opinions. Anyway, Reyes family's 24 years young. Yes, that is young. Enjoy this time. Try not to worry too much. Jay says, I exhausted my PEUC Tier 2 4 weeks ago. Last message from EDD said they would file a new extension if I qualify. Got the letter about a new UI claim with a lower weekly benefit amount. No update yet either to my account. So if you got the message about the lower weekly benefit amount, that sounds like a delayed new claim payment DNCP letter. And if you got that DNCP letter, that probably means they're going to keep you on the next extension through the week ending September 4th. Then after that, that is when your new claim would start at the lower weekly benefit amount without the extra $300 boost. Rachel wants to know, are they going to extend benefits? We don't know yet. Personally, my opinion is that it's not a good sign that the governor hasn't said anything about extending benefits yet. It's not looking promising, in my opinion. I would still count on everything ending on the 4th. Thank you, Celebrity Plus. Look at the little bird. Colleen says, how long did you wait for your phone interview? Phone interviews can take a really long time. Right now, they are taking up to 14 weeks to be completed. Farosh, you can't transfer all of the funds at once to your regular bank account. It's usually a $5,000. It's either a daily limit or a weekly limit, but they will limit you on the amount that you can transfer from your Bank of America card to your traditional account. And I want to say, I feel like it's 5,000 a week that you can transfer maximum. But yes, transfer those funds. Celebrity says, wish you luck tomorrow. Your neighbor has an appeal appointment and you're his translator. Well, one, that is very nice of you. And two, of course, I wish you luck on him winning his appeal. And maybe the courts have a translator as well. But that is so nice of you. I really think that things that you do to help your neighbors, your friends, your loved ones, strangers, to help people, I really think that comes back ×3 to you. A lot of times in the comments, Janet's always leaving me one bird. It looks like a penguin, and I'll comment back like 3 flamingos. Or Michelle always leaves me a purple heart, and I always comment back 3 purple hearts because I'm trying to give it back ×3. I really believe that, and that's really very kind of you, and I just love that. So thank you. Debbie says, movies busy this weekend. Nope. How much is a primetime ticket? We are up to $15 for a ticket for the 7:00 set on like a Friday or Saturday. However, if you want to come on Tuesdays, this will give you guys a hint. If you Google like which movie theater has $7 Tuesdays, I've already told you guys I don't work for AMC. So it's not AMC. AMC, they discount their first set on Tuesday. So like before, like it's like early, like 9 or 10 a.m. Their first set is like $10 all day on Tuesday. The theater that I work for, tickets are $7 all day. So if you're going to come to a movie, come on Tuesday, unless you're worried about the pandemic, then come on on a different day because we're less crowded. Tuesdays are getting a little bit more crowded because of the discount ticket prices. We are as safe as we possibly can be. We sanitize between sets. It's colder in the movie theater because they've said that having like good ventilation and airflow helps like decrease chances of spreading the virus. And so we have that temperature set at 71 degrees. Which is cool. Movie theaters notoriously are known for being cold. And it's colder now. So bring a blanket, bring like a sweater or a sweatshirt, an extra blanket, extra sweatshirt. Because I think most movie theaters are colder now. Any pointers? No, just answer the questions honestly. And I have a good feeling about it for you. Megan says, she's helping other people. Chad says, will we be homeless on September 4th? No, I am not speaking that into the universe for anyone. So I am going to say that no, You guys are not going to be homeless. That is what I'm putting into the universe for all of you. So, and I'm not really like all hippy dippy. I feel like I've said a couple of things like that. Whatever works for you guys to help get you through. But no, and please look at housingiskey.com and look up rental assistance. I spoke to a gentleman with the Housing is Key program, and he said that even if you're not currently behind on rent, that you can potentially file for rentals assistance for future rent. Because right now, Housing is Key, rental assistance, rent relief is supposed to pay 100% of your back rent and some of your future rent. Now, it only pays back rent if you're officially behind in your rent payments. But I specifically said, what if I'm not behind on my rental payments, but I can sense that trouble's brewing and I think that I need help in the future? He said, apply for future rental relief. Now, I tried out the website. That did not work for me. I told the website that I was experiencing financial hardship due to the virus, but I was not behind on my rent. And basically, it told me I wasn't eligible. So, in that situation, if you guys have been current on your rent, call the number that is on the housingiskey.com website and have them help you if you're not behind. They always say that your priorities go in this order: your housing, your food, then maybe transportation if you have to have your car to get back and forth from work, and then everything else, your credit card payments, whatever. Make sure that you have a roof over your head. Make sure that you are fed. And guys, please make sure to apply for CalFresh, SNAP, food stamp benefits. No shame in that. No shame in using the food bank to make sure that you and your family have what you need to make sure that you are not going hungry. Please apply for those programs and go to housing.key.com, and there's going to be a phone number there. Call them and they can perhaps help you with your future rent, even if you're not currently behind. Pamela is another one who gives me purple hearts, and I try and give her 3 back. She also leaves me a peace sign. I don't know where my peace sign emoji is, so I just give her the 3 purple hearts back. Ski Mask says, if we have a balance, do we get the rest of our claims past this date? Only if your program type says UI or if you have received the DNCP notice. Other than that, if there's still a balance left on your unemployment claim, that balance is essentially forfeited and returned to the government, and you will not have access to it. Manuel is leaving me my emojis because he's a member, so he has access to those special emojis. Your assemblyman replied and will help your neighbor that has throat cancer that can't talk, waiting for the form that they will send me. That is good news. I'm glad that your assembly member is able to help you, and you are also so amazing. You guys are really like the best audience I could ask for, and I believe that you will find the job that you are right for, that is the right fit, that makes you happy. And I appreciate all of you, and I want nothing but the best for you, and I believe in you as well. I just want you to know that. Okay. Franco says, a few days ago, I finally finished my 11-week PEUC extension. And today I have a message in my inbox saying I'm getting 29 weeks of PEUC added. Now I certify on the 5th, but isn't it ending the 4th? Yes. So the letters that go out for PEUC are just standard letters. So even though you got that letter, your claim balance actually might be loaded with a full 29 weeks of benefits. But after the week ending September 4th, you will no longer have access to that claim balance. When you certify on September 5th, you will still get paid for the week ending September 4th. So you will certify on the 5th and be paid for those 2 weeks as long as you're eligible. And then after that, you might potentially qualify for 1 additional week under the Fed Ed extension if you meet the earnings requirements and if you have not yet received Fed Ed on your claim. But outside of that, you won't have access to that claim balance anymore. NT, you quit the part-time job you found because it didn't work out and your employer gave me unemployment. Do I reapply or keep certifying? If you're within your benefit year, you're going to just keep certifying for unemployment benefits. If your benefit year has ended and you haven't yet reapplied, that's when you would reapply. Brenda says, it's been 2 weeks from the time they gave you that info, but you will email them and tell them it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, that's what I would do. So Brenda emailed her assembly member and her claim still hasn't been fixed and it's been 2 weeks. So yeah, I would just follow up with them and say, hey, it's been 2 weeks. You told me that my information had been forwarded to the appropriate department. I'm so happy to hear that, but unfortunately, I'm experiencing financial hardship because I haven't been paid in more than 2 weeks. Is there anything else that you can help do to push those payments through faster? And then fingers crossed that there is something they can do and that they'll push those payments through for you. Tony says, I was told I underreported wages and needed a termination review. I had already received payments and have been pending for 7 weeks now, but they haven't received any conditional payments. Do I qualify? Possibly, but the EDD has up until September 30th to pay out those conditional payments. So in a situation like yours, I would definitely email your assembly member. And again, guys, that is linked in the description down below. Aseneth, I hope I'm saying it right. Says, if I don't qualify for a regular new UI claim, can I try to apply for PUA? No, because the PUA claim is something special because of the pandemic. So normally PUA doesn't exist. Normally people that are self-employed, gig workers, don't have enough wage history, there's no path to receive any financial help. But because of the pandemic, the government did make benefits available for people through the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance PUA unemployment program. But that program ends September 4th. And it is important also to note that people who have PUA unemployment claims will not be eligible for the Fed Ed extension. So right now there is no possibility for PUA unemployment claims to last past September 4th. LOL, thank you for the donation. When my penalty weeks are up, do I get paid for it? Once your penalty weeks are up, you should receive unemployment benefits as normal again. So yeah, once your penalty weeks have been served, then you should be getting paid as usual again. Oh, Diamond Pikachu, thank you for the donation. I'm looking at it. Oh, Alexis just got on. Quick recap, please. Thank you. You haven't missed much, Alexis. We're just kind of talking about different kinds of claims. I'm sure probably a lot of the questions will come up again. So far, no unemployment extension. I know that's what everybody really is hoping for, but so far, nothing. Fed Ed will be available for some people who haven't received it yet and meet the earnings requirements. But yeah, and it's the Reyes family's birthday, and so we're celebrating a little bit. Manuel says, thank you and good night. You are welcome. Have a good night. Let's see here. I'll read Black Dragon Jazz's comment. Will we get paid for the last week of September 4th, even if we certify on the 5th? Absolutely. Yes, you will, as long as you qualify. So if you're answering the certification questions in a way that qualifies you for benefits, yes, even though you certify on the 5th, you will absolutely still be paid for the week ending the 4th. I know that there was some wording in an email that the EDD sent out that says payments will not be payable after the 4th, but it means after the week ending September 4th. Some people won't even certify for that week until the week ending September 12th. And so even if you certify on September 12th and that week contains the week ending September 4th and the week ending September 11th, as long as you qualify, you would still get paid for the week ending September 4th. I'm expecting that second week would say NA, even if you do qualify for the additional week of Fed Ed. My feeling, based on how everything else has gone with the EDD, is that you may need to call to get the second week paid under the Fed Ed program. Okay, Natalie says, I can't seem to find how to get a hold of my assembly member. Please help. Okay, I'm going to look for the actual website and I will tell you. I should have this handy always, but I don't. Okay, it is findyourrep.legislature.ca.gov. I will leave that in the chat. Let's see here. Okay, I just left the website to find your representative in the chat, and it is always linked in the description down below. That link is going to say it's not a secure link, but that's the only link I know of. It's the same one Jenny Silver links to. All it's going to ask you for is your zip code, and then it will tell you who your rep is. So that is what I would use. And on to the next question. Chad says, someone I know said their friend received $6,000 in the account. Why and how? So it might be like we just had one of my viewers say that their claim balance just hit zero, and so they received a notice saying that they received 29 weeks of benefits under the PEUC Extension Tier 2 Augmentation Program. It says, oh, you've qualified for 29 more weeks. So they load up 29 weeks of benefits onto your claim balance, but you will not have access to that after September 4th. So it may just be that your friend or your friend of a friend just got their extension. And so it loads that full amount into your claim balance. But after the week ending September 4th, you will not have access to that claim balance. So that is most likely why, in my opinion. Okay, Billie Jean says, I applied a couple of months ago and got approved, but they had to back pay me. So when I called, they put me back on extension. So I'd get the back pay they owed me. Will I still be able to? You should be able to still get the back pay, especially since the EDD rep told you that they were going to keep you on extension so that you could receive the back pay. If you don't receive that back pay, involve your assembly member and have them help you get that money. Skylar, thank you for the donation. What is the September 30th deadline for those who haven't been paid for weeks before September 4th? I'm still certifying for weeks for May, got approved for the extension. So Skylar, under the Conditional Payment Pay Now program, if you've already received at least one payment from the EDD without complications, they're supposed to give you conditional payments because the EDD is so far behind on their phone interviews. They're about 14 weeks behind the last I heard. So what is that, 4, 8, 12? They're almost 4 months behind on holding phone determination interviews for eligibility issues. So rather than make you wait 4 months for benefits, as long as you've received at least one payment with no trouble from the EDD, they're supposed to conditionally release those payments to you under the Pay Now program. And they have until September 30th to release those payments. However, even when I interviewed Daniela Urban, she said that not all the claims are being paid out, that we don't quite know how the EDD is flagging these accounts. Since you have not been paid since May, I really recommend emailing your assembly member. I just put the link in chat. It's in the description down below, and say, hey, I haven't been paid since May. Make sure to use the term, I am experiencing financial hardship since I haven't been paid since May. Is there anything that you can do to help release those payments? And hopefully that there is something that they can do, and hopefully they release your payments to you. And I'm sorry that you've had to wait so long. Thank you again for the donation. And Jeanette, thank you for the donation. The interviewer told me I qualified for the second year. I've been on extension since the interview. Did I not qualify for the new year after all? It depends. If they told you qualified for a second year, they should have sent you something called a DNCP notice. That stands for Delayed New Claim Payment Notice. So what happens with that notice is it usually your weekly benefit amount has been decreased by more than $25. And so the EDD was required to keep you on extension until the extensions run out, and that would be at the higher weekly benefit amount and includes the $300 boost. Since they told you you do qualify, they should have sent that notice. And then that means that if you got the notice, it means that after September 4th, that's when they would switch you to the new claim with the new weekly benefit amount at the lower weekly benefit amount, and that payment would not include the extra $300 a week boost. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Thank you again for the donation. Manny Man says, I applied today for my first time for PUA. Will I still get paid even if I don't certify before the 4th? You should, but it would only be payments up to the week ending September 4th. So you'll need to certify for these weeks and then it will end September 4th. Black Dragon Jazz, I read yours a little bit earlier. Chad says, I'm still going to have a balance when I expire next month. So unless you are on program type UI, you won't have access to that balance anymore after September 4th. If you qualify for the 1 week of FedEd, you might get one more week of benefits, probably be a different claim balance that gets loaded onto your account, but you would only be paid through the week ending September 11th, even if you qualify for FedEd. Moontime says, what's up? Not much. Got myself some flowers. So the background's not as boring and it's not as scary as the map that Bad Grandpa doesn't like. Michelle, I'm sorry that nothing has changed for you. So it doesn't sound like you'd qualify for a new claim, unfortunately. Alejandra says, my payment has been pending for 7 weeks. Will I be paid? You should eventually be paid. However, 7 weeks is a long time. So it sounds like it's time to email your assembly member. Okay, guys, I am going to start scrolling around because we've been talking for 46 minutes now. And so, yeah, I'm going to start taking more recent comments to try and catch some of those of you that are still in the chat. Hi, Dim stole election, likes the hippy dippy comment. Allie, I do not work at Regal Cinemas. Niner says, still got more fireworks in my area. Always. I live a little bit in the ghetto. I love it here because at any time I can get, there's a fruit truck, the pupusa man, the tamale guy, the elote man, the ice cream cart, the ice cream truck, the champorado lady, like nonstop on my street. Actually, it's decreased because there was a rumor that like some of these ice cream trucks sold other things, and ever since that rumor, like there's been less ice cream trucks, but almost at any time of day there's some food just around the corner, like via somebody selling it, which is kind of cool. And I'm used to it, but it also means like you guys have heard the dogs barking in the background and things like that, which I apologize for. Uh-oh, what does Manny need? Why are we telling Manny to chill? What does Manny want to know? Oh, hi, Jeff. Jeff's my in-person friend. Janeth, thank you again for the donation. Makes sense. You didn't receive that letter, but I don't usually receive notice before changes. Isn't that the truth? Like the EDD is the worst about not actually sending out things and not sending out things in the order that they're actually supposed to go in. But yeah, if somebody verbally told you that you qualified for the new claim, it just sucks because I'm hesitant to say, yeah, for sure you do, because so many times reps have given people bad information. But fingers crossed that you got a good rep that gave you good information. And if they said you qualified for another year, Then they said that, and that should mean that you actually do qualify. But yeah, if you qualified, your weekly benefit amount might be lower, and that's why they would have kept you on the extension. And have a good night as well. And again, thank you for the donation. Dem stole the election says this is a big spider behind me. Wouldn't surprise me. Is there really? I actually don't mind spiders. Is it this plant? Was there a spider? I don't know. I have a big pimple on my forehead. I'll point that out. Sorry, sometimes I don't I run straight from work to the Monday Night Lives. So I have not probably eaten food. And so then I say weird things at the end. Uh-oh, Manny asked what 100 times? What did Manny ask? All right, Miyoshi says, Miyoshi's responding to someone else. XVal says, will I still get my back pay if I applied? Oh, we read that one. Am I mostly caught up? Maybe I'll scroll back. Will I still get my back pay if I applied yesterday and they certified me after the 4th? They should. They should still give you the back pay. However, the back pay has to go through an approval process. So they're supposed to backdate all the way to the week ending December 6th, 2020. But I think that you're supposed to, they may not backdate it that far, but they are still supposed to, as far as I know. Star says they're rude to talk to. Oh no, I don't think that they were talking about my skin. I think they were calling this thing a spider, and then I was the one talking about my skin. Thank you, Star, though, for saying that. David says, will I go to jail if I don't repay an overpayment due? I erased all email correspondence for my job from back in February 2020, so I can't provide employment proof. Okay, so this is actually a really good question because you have a PUA claim as my guess, and maybe you didn't have the earnings history to qualify for a traditional unemployment claim, and you're through with your employer, so you deleted all those emails. And you're worried about how you're going to prove proof of employment. First, let's go ahead and say that we have not yet received the list of acceptable documents that the EDD is going to accept. However, a couple things you could do is request a letter, even though you've deleted those emails, go back to that employer and say, hey, I'm so sorry. You gave me a job offer. Or if you actually worked and it was a traditional W-2 job, it should be on your tax history. Even if you didn't make that much from them, they would have still needed to report it. So go back to 2019, 2020, whenever you worked for that employer, and see if it's on your tax records. If it's not on your tax records, you're going to have to go to that employer, give them a call and say, hey, remember you offered me a job and then you had to tell me that you weren't going to hire me after all because you closed due to the pandemic. I'm going to need a letter that states that for the EDD. And hopefully they can provide that for you. Exiles, I don't know what the best date to try to backdate for is, but I would say this, whatever your reason for not already filing and getting benefits this whole time, make sure that that's solid. I would think it would be solid if you said, hey, I didn't realize that there were benefits available to people who didn't normally qualify, or I didn't realize if I was self-employed that I was covered under unemployment benefits. Nikki, I'm going to scroll back up in a second. Okay, Nikki, I'm going to do yours because I started to say your name, and then I see Andrew's in here, so I'm going to read his comment. Nikki says, I filed my new claim 8/8. My benefit year had ended. I qualified for PEUC extension and certified 8/15, but only got paid 1 week and 1 week pending. Is this normal? So is the week of 8/8 was still within your benefit year, but the week of 8/15 was not in your benefit year. So yes, when 1 week is still in your benefit year and the second week is not in your benefit year, then that is pretty common. Now you're kind of stuck in waiting for the EDD to see if you qualify for a whole new claim or to find out if they're going to keep you on extension. And that can take about 3 weeks. After about the 2-week time mark, so let's see, when would that be? Your benefit year ended 8, 8:15. So probably by next Monday, the 30th, I would say you'd be clear to call the EDD and ask them to push those payments through to you, even if you haven't heard whether you qualify for a new claim or not. Mayoshi says, I've been on the phone hours waiting and then get hung up on. Guys, if you call the EDD, it is taking an incredibly long time, especially if you need to talk to a tier 2 rep. One, it's still hard to get to the EDD, get through to them. Using Claimer is the best way if you have a pending payment or question for the EDD to get through. But if you need a tier 2 rep, I'm talking 4 hours or more to talk to that tier 2 rep. And so many people have said that then they're getting hung up on. I will say that if you use Claimer, they will dial again for you until you get through to the right rep if you get disconnected. All right, Raina, I'll scroll back up. I'm going to read Andrew's on the way back up because I noticed he's in here. He says, I was late for the stream, but anyhow, before I go to bed, returning to work was hard a little. A year without working, and my body is in physical pain. Andrew, I've seen your videos. Guys, Andrew has a YouTube channel, and he's really funny, so you guys should check that out. He has like a little comedy skit. It's like half comedy, half tragedy, I'd say, about the EDD and his struggles. But yeah, no joke. I've been back at work since March. My body is killing me. I mean, obviously I got a year older in the year that we've been off. My back hurts, my feet hurt. I feel like my brain hurts. Like my hair hurts. It all hurts. It's rough. I would like to tell you, it does get better. It's getting better. Every day it gets better. I actually think it's because we've gotten busier, so we're able to call more staff back. So I'm not quite on my feet as much. But oh my God. Yeah, I feel your pain. I do, you guys. Going back to work, especially if you're like in the service industry or customer front facing where you're on your feet a lot. Oh my goodness. Even probably the bus driver that was in earlier, maybe it hurts from like sitting in the bus driver's seat. Oh, it's a little bad. Okay. Jesus says, so benefits end September 4th, even if you have a balance. I'm on tier 2 augmentation. Yes, unfortunately, benefits will end the week ending September 4th unless you qualify for Fed Ed. And to qualify for Fed Ed, you would need to have never received payments under the program type Fed Ed previously on your claim. And you need to meet the earnings requirements, which are 1.5 times your highest earnings quarter or 40 times your weekly benefit amount in the entire base period that the EDD used when they were calculating your benefit. And if that's the case, then perhaps you would get one additional week paid under the Fed Ed program type. Then after that, it all goes away. It is, and JC's asking kind of the same thing. It essentially, my understanding is it gets returned to the federal government. Thank you, Robin, saying thank you for being positive energy. You've been pending for 7 weeks and I just lost my place. No, Robin, I'm going to get you, I promise. I see that you say that you got skipped. No. Okay, Robin, the last thing that I saw was that you've been paid for you've been pending for 7 weeks. There's a link in the description on how to contact your assembly member. 7 weeks is such a long time, and it is so hard to get through to the EDD, even if you use Claimer, because of those hold times. Then the assembly member is a really good option for you. Tony is saying that his assembly member hasn't responded after multiple emails and phone calls. What else can I do? Okay, so this is going to be my recommendation. If you guys don't have good assembly members that are responding to you, there is this woman. Her name is Lorena Gonzalez. I've been calling her a saint. Most of the assembly members are saints and superheroes. A few of them are not. Don't vote for them again when it comes election time. If your assembly member has not been helpful, vote them out. Lorena Gonzalez is the assembly member for San Diego. but she and her office are helping people that aren't even in her area. She also is struggling currently with a breast cancer diagnosis. She's just the sweetest. She is very active on Twitter. Her team may be able to help you even if you're not in her area. So look up Assemblywoman or Assembly member Lorena Gonzalez and see if her office can help you since yours won't. A lot of people have had good luck by then. Tell her Shelly's Millions sent you and that to thank her. Just thank her office if they're able to help you. Let her know that we're all very appreciative and that we think she's a saint and superhero, and we're wishing her the best with her medical diagnosis. Skylar, thank you for the donation. Will I do a follow-up video for people after September 30th? Because there will be thousands of people who are going to be found ineligible and receive overpayments. Skylar, absolutely. I have zero intention of quitting YouTube. I don't really know what to anticipate. It's still possible we'd get a last minute unemployment extension. I'd say it's looking less likely, but I think a lot of people are going to still have questions. I think when people certify on September 12th, people are going to still want to know, hey, am I going to get paid even though it said benefits aren't payable after September 4th? So I am still going to go live every Sunday morning at 11 and every Monday night at 9 p.m. We might be talking about different things. Maybe we'll be talking about the pimple on my forehead. Maybe we'll be talking about how to arrange the blue room. I don't know what we'll be talking about, but I'm still going to be here for you guys. We're probably going to be transitioning into a little bit of like resume building, finding your dream job. I really love finance. I'm going to talk a lot about finance, but as unemployment topics come up, I am certainly going to still talk about those. I'm certainly going to still be here for you guys. I certainly want to know where you're working. I want to know. I see Andrew's like, my legs hurt. Yeah, Andrew, my legs hurt. My calves hurt. My feet hurt. I had to buy different shoes. I can't wear the same pair of shoes 2 days in a row. I don't know if that's because I'm getting old or like I don't have the right shoe. I don't know. Or because I'm kind of chunky. Like, I don't know. Everything hurts. I even said my hair hurts. So yes, my legs definitely hurt. So I want to know where you're working. I want to know if your body hurts. I want to still be involved. I feel like I've gotten to know so many of you. Like Vanessa's an aunt. That baby's got to be celebrating its first birthday. There's Bad Grandpa. There's Andy. Like so many of you. Like I'm invested now. So we're friends now. We're in this for the long haul. I'm going to be here for you in whatever capacity you need. Okay, I'm sorry that was really long-winded, but thank you for the donation. I'm not my AMC ape. I don't get the ape stock market analogy. And no, I'm not, because I don't think movie theaters are doing all that well. So I am not invested in AMC stock. Because I watch my own movie theater and I'm like, business isn't that busy. So I'm not sure how much longer AMC is going to be able to survive. Okay, I know that there were a few people's. Raina, I haven't found your question yet. Raina, if you're still in, can you please ask your question again? Oh, hi, Michael. Michael, I promise Jenny Silver and I have a collaboration coming. Veronica, I will, and I hope that all of you guys don't have body pain when you go back to work. Okay, Irene says, I'm still going to be paid my regular UI. It depends on what you're calling regular UI. A lot of people are confusing their weekly benefit amount with regular UI. You have to look at your program type. If your program type says UI, then yes, you will be able to certify for benefits until your claim balance hits 0. If your program type says anything other than UI, it all disappears the week ending 9/4. Okay, Star says expand your business knowledge and add California state benefits and SBA business stuff. I could be the California know-how guru. Here's the thing. So Jenny Silver, her full name, right? Her full channel name is Jenny Silver Business Coach for Creatives. I think Jenny Silver's passion is small businesses and California business specifically. She's already very knowledgeable in those topics. Whereas I'm not. YouTube is my first business. And I don't know what the heck I'm doing. That's actually going to be one of Jenny's and mine. Jenny's and I. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, that's going to be one of our next collaborations. I'm going to work with Jenny and I'm going to trust her expertise. I'm going to pay her fair market rate. I don't get the Shelly's Millions discount. And she's going to help me like set up a web page I don't have yet. And give me some, I don't know what she's going to do. She's pretty much a superhuman though. So I'm going to pay her and I trust her expertise. So that will be one of our next collaborations. So her passion is small business and businesses in California. My passion is finance. I love the stock market. I love real estate. I believe in the American dream. Even if you guys are currently on unemployment, you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to retire. No, I don't think that. And I want to help you guys believe that you're going to have like this comfy, luxurious retirement. And that's what I want for all of you. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Hopefully. I want to be like the older female version of Graham Stephan. Like I'm not as old as Suze Orman. I think there's not enough females in the finance space. And so yours truly wants to do that. That's why I named the channel Shelly's Millions. Never the bad name for an unemployment channel. But I didn't realize when my company furloughed us, they were like, oh guys, we'll be back April 1st. Ha ha. April Fools, because that was a year later before we were back to work. Thank you, Rose, for the donation and the super adorable sticker. And Skylar, thank you again for the donation. You're welcome. If I want to go into the healthcare industry, I would be the best because I care so much. I don't have a poker face though. I would not be good at delivering bad news. But have you seen those like TikTok videos where like the doctor's like poking the baby before it gives the baby the shot and the baby's like, ha ha ha, and it like doesn't know it's even about to get a shot? I could be like that person. Maybe. I'm okay with, I don't know. I don't know. I could do billing for healthcare though. And I would help the people. I would be like, you're not going to pay that much. We're going to get it from your insurance company. I could do that. Okay. Raina, ask your question again. I'm going to look for it. I did miss yours. I missed a lot of questions towards the end. I kind of go, oh, is Jenny Silver in here? Jenny, I was just telling, oh, she is. Jenny, I don't know if you heard, I was just telling people how after unemployment, you're going to focus on small businesses because someone said I should do that. And I was like, Jenny's really good at that. She's got a plan. And then I was telling people how we're definitely collaborating again. And then I'm going to pay you your fair market rate and you're going to help me set up my business because outside of YouTube, I'm not good at that. So Jenny is going to focus on small businesses, SBA, and especially in the state of California. And I'm going to go more towards finance, but we will have at least one more collaboration because I'm definitely going to look to Jenny to get that help as I start my, as I become more official and get my websites done. Jenny's doing some videos for Wix, which is a business website, but she didn't like them. She likes Kajabi. So I got to check them out. P.S. though, I started searching for Kajabi and now before all my YouTube videos, I see a Kajabi ad and it shows up for me everywhere, but whatever. Maybe I'll use them. Okay. But Jenny and I do not think you have seen the last of our collaborations and thank you for hopping in. Oh, Raina finally got her question back in. And her question is, if you're on PUA ending on September 4th, will you still get paid for 2 weeks prior to September 4th? Yes, absolutely. Even if you go on vacation and you forget to certify on the 5th and you don't go and you don't certify for the week ending September 5th until 2 weeks later, Whenever you certify for the week ending September 4th, as long as you otherwise qualify for benefits based on those certification questions, you will get paid for the week ending September 4th, and that will include the extra $300 a week boost. Making solo elotes. No, but Ed, I already told you there's an elote man in my neighborhood, and I don't think if they would like, I can make my own elote, which I like, but I don't think the like established elote man would like that if all of a sudden I was competing with him. Rose, thank you so much. Mary says, do you know if any weeks owed will get paid after September 4th? I'm still owed 10 weeks, and they say that they push the payments and nothing yet. Lost count of how many times I've talked to the reps. Yes, Mary, once they eventually get that sorted out, guys, even if you have pending payments that the EDD has not released to you yet, some of those payments may be released to you under the Conditional Payment Pay Now program, but they have till September 30th to do that. And even if they don't catch those payments through that program, as long as they determine that you are eligible for those benefits, they will pay them when they find out that you're eligible. However, since you are pending for 10 plus weeks and you've seen no movement on getting those pending payments paid, I do recommend reaching out to your assembly member and seeing if there's anything that they can do to push those payments through faster. Try emailing them and using the words experiencing financial hardship. That should hopefully help you get paid a little bit faster. And it's definitely a different avenue that won't hurt to try. Let's see. Raina, will PUA still get paid on the 6th for the 2 prior weeks? Yeah, so it'll be the week ending. Let me pull up my little calendar. Where is it? Okay, so if you're PUA, you'll certify on Sunday, September 5th, and that will be for the week ending August 28th, and for the week ending September 4th. And so, yes, whenever you certify for those 2 weeks, you will be paid for those 2 weeks. Well, Leslie, I am still answering questions. So even though you're late, if you have a question, I might be able to get to it. Poison says, I ran out of PEUC claim balance this last Sunday. A few days later, I got a message in my inbox saying I'm awarded and got a new date to certify. I got the extension right September 4th, which is perfect. Yes, it is. I know. There's 177 people in the stream and 174 of you have hit the like button. So you guys really, really, as much as I want to see you succeed, I have enjoyed helping you, and I really just think that you're the best, and I really wish you the best, and I want to stay in contact. I want to know what job you got. I want to know if you like it. I want to know if it's painful being on your feet again. I want to know if you have a desk job, if you found remote work. Like, I want to celebrate your victories with you guys. I want to keep in touch. And you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. I think it's just Shelly's Millions on there. Vanessa says, oh, hi, Vanessa. I was just talking about how you're one of the ones that I know and how your nephew must be almost a year old by now. Do we still get one loan week of FedEd for the week ending 11th? If you qualify, yes. Now somehow I have more likes than there are people viewing the stream. So thank you guys so much. Vanessa says, yes, you could potentially qualify for the 1 week of FedEd if you have not received all 13 weeks of benefits under the FedEd program yet, if you haven't been paid FedEd on your claim previously, or if you meet the earnings requirements, which are 1.5 times your highest earnings quarter or 40 times your weekly benefit amount. You guys are awesome. Okay. Your nephew says hi. He's probably old enough that he can actually like wave hi and stuff. Oh, you're enjoying your new car and going back to work. That makes me so happy, you guys. It really, really does. Okay, Dark Muse. I think I'm just going to do Dark Muse might be the last question. I'll skip to the bottom and see if there's any super important questions. But otherwise, Dark Muse, your question might be the last one from 10:11 p.m. I only have enough money for 1 week of payments on extension. And I do think I should get Fed Ed for those 2 weeks. Will they just roll it to Fed Ed? I'm curious if Jenny is still in here. So this is what I think is going to happen. You guys know that a lot of times the EDD has said things should happen automatically, and they don't. So, Dark Muse, they should automatically roll you onto the next extension. That would take you to the week ending September 4th. If you don't certify until September 12th, this is what I think would happen. I think if you don't certify until September 12th, that it's going to show 1 week paid and 1 week pending. Sorry, 1 week paid and 1 week saying NA. And then I think that you might actually have to call the EDD to push them to pay you on that 1 week of Fed Ed. I would be really surprised, pleasantly surprised. I would be really surprised if the EDD automatically rolls people over onto the Fed Ed program that qualify properly without us having to call and beat the door down and fight for our benefits like we have every other step of this process. Vanessa's family, how can we fix pending? Do we have to talk to someone at EDD? Yes, you either need to call, and Claimer is still one of the best ways to call the EDD to get those pending payments pushed through if you can afford the $14.99 and you haven't used them already. And I've linked that in the chat and in the description down below. However, if that's not an option, you don't have the funds, or you're just over calling the EDD, your assembly member is a really good option. And I definitely have that linked in the comments down below. Not in the comments, but in the description. So check the description. Do I still have this open? findyourrep.legislature.com. I'm going to copy this one more time and put this in the chat. Email your assembly member and see if they can help you. So you're going to go to that website. It's going to say it's not secure, which makes it seem a little sketchy. I'm going to totally acknowledge that, but that is the actual website. You're not going to actually give them any compromising information. You're just going to type in your zip code. That will tell you who your assembly member is, and you can email them. Thank you. Yeah, Debbie, sometimes these go really well, and I'm like, yeah, I answered all the questions really good. And other times I feel like a scatterbrained nightmare. SL says, good morning. Are you just waking up? Okay, I'll do one more, maybe two more, and then I really, really do need to go. Joby says, it's me, Joby. If I worked full-time in January through April of 2020, when PEUC is over, do I qualify for regular unemployment? It depends. 1, your current benefit year would need to have expired. Some people, their benefit year already says 2022. If you have an end date on your claim, you can't file a new claim until after your current claim expires. 2, one of the qualifications to qualify for a new claim is that you have done some work since your first claim. So that's why a lot of people don't qualify. A lot of us do have a little bit of earnings, especially since they're looking back over an 18-month period. But because we haven't done any work since we first started receiving unemployment benefits, unfortunately, we still don't qualify for a new claim. So you can try and file a new claim and see if they approve it or not. Okay. I'll read you a bedtime story. Okay. Dano says, I received a letter to appeal for no records of new employment in January 2020 to recertify. So I sent over the month's worth of employment with the appeal. How much would I qualify? I'm now waiting. It really depends. First, the appeal would need to go in your favor, and appeals are running about 6 months behind. So it may be a long wait. Okay, here's your bedtime story. Once upon a time, there were millions of people receiving unemployment benefits in the state of California, and They all found the job of their dreams and never needed unemployment benefits or to call the EDD about a pending payment ever again. And everyone lived happily ever after. My mic muted, so it sounds like a good time to end this bedtime story, but everybody lived happily ever after because they never needed unemployment benefits again, and they all had the job of their dreams, and their families were healthy and they were happy. The end. Good night, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time.